was in a psychological shock on 15th June 2020 morning when I got to know that our three soldiers have martyred in a battle of casualty with China. After that, I went on to search the background for it. I have came out with some points. So let's begin. It all started on June 14, 15 for India. But from several sources, it gets an idea that plan was since many days on the part of China, as many satellites have captured the growing activity of Chinese army near the Galwan Valley. So where is the issue actually, and where does the Galwan Valley lies? Galwan Valley is situated in the Ladakh region whereby the Shok River passes. It is near to line of actual control. What and where is this line of actual control? Line of actual control is the virtual line that defines the boundary of India and China. Even if it defines the boundary, then what is the conflict? It is all because of the tree of that seed which was sowed by the British colonial in India. It all started with the proposal of Johnson's line in 1865, which shows that Akshay Chin, the present-day disputed area near to the Galwan Valley, was the part of Jammu and Kashmir, that is, the part of right now Ladakh Union Territory. Whereas McDonald Line, which was proposed in 1893, places the disputed region in China's Xinjiang region. With this, both of them, that is, India considers the Johnson's Line, on the other hand, China considers McDonald Line for its territorial demarcation. Then what led to the Indo-Sino War of 1962? Is there any relation between that standoff and the present? At the time of joy for India, that is independence, China declared that it would be occupying the Tibet region. In 1954, Panchashila, that is 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, was signed between India and China during the prime ministership of Nehru. And there the concept and the slogan of Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai emerged. But in 1954 itself, when Nehru wrote a memo directing revision in the maps to show the definite boundaries, it was at the time the territorial expansionist policy of China came into picture, where it claimed nearly 120,000 square kilometers of Indian territory as its own territory. Further, the issue got tensed with asylum refugee status to Dalai Lama by India. And these all scenarios led to the Indo-China War, where it was one of the worst situations. India lost near to 1,400 soldiers, 1,047 were wounded and 1,700 were missing. But we can't consider the number that the China publishes. Even we can't believe in the number of deaths in Wuhan due to the COVID-19, that is the pandemic, because number of coffins are 3 times more than number of deaths declared. What happened on or before June 15, 2020? Chinese troops breached the line of actual control to set up the temporary structures in the Galwan Valley. They were warned by the military personnel to thin out from the occupied region, that is the temporary region. Even after the military talks, that is diplomatic talks, at the high level, the Chinese troops on June 15th attacked on the Indian soldiers with sharp objects. After the standoff, it was reported that 20 Indian soldiers died, but on the opposite side, it was heard that 45 soldiers died by an unofficial report. The main question, why did clash happened? First of all, it is the deadliest clash since 1975, that is, in this 4 decades. Many experts cite Article 370 revocation, that is, the special status to Jammu and Kashmir. Although it was an sovereign question for India, but as it covers the Aksai Chin region in the Indian territory of Ladakh, it will be a concern for China, and this concern may have led to this conflict or standoff. Then the second reason that the experts cite is China's One Belt One Road initiative, where CPEC, that is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, will pass through the Aksai Chin region. Many bridges and infrastructure projects by border road organizations may have led to this conflict. There was one serious issue where the China raised its concerns regarding the road that was inaugurated by India in the past year, that is DSDBO. It was a 255 km in length and was built along the line of actual control. The other reason, as this region, that is the Galwan Valley and the Shok River, these are the regions which provides the access to Central Asia and West Asia to China directly. It will fight for this, as it is fighting for the rich resources of South China Sea in conflict with all the Southeast Asian nations and mainly Vietnam. There came a blowout when Modi's visit to Ladakh on July 3. It was a surprise visit. The talks of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi filled up a ray of hope in our soldiers. All the brave talks. Let's see some of those. He quoted that expansion era is over. Your fire and fury is seen. That means the soldiers who have martyred, they have been given the full-fledged. Now let's go on for my views. After analyzing all these facts and figures, I will wish to present my views. And these notes are all as perfectly said by PM Narendra Modi. Era of expansion is over and it should be an end. लातों के भूत जब बातों से नहीं मानते तो why should we talk? But in order to conclude it in a peace life, we should consider the peace life of our own soldiers. So there is a need to hold diplomatic talks in a diplomatic manners. Yes, Indian government has taken brave measures as that of ban of 59 Chinese app, which has led to a huge loss to the Chinese government. And the India's trade deficit may come down by this, as it was nearly $68 trillion the past year. Within 15 days, span of 15 days, it has reduced to $48 trillion. Do you think that the trade deficit maybe go up to zero by this action? If yes, then do comment your views. The second point, as China is in conflict with all the neighbor countries, India should apply a policy of the enemy of an enemy is always a friend to the other enemy. That is, India should hold talks with Quad groups, that is Australia, Japan, India and USA. The Bhutan, which saw a recent conflict with China due to the territorial expansion near the Sikkim region. Next, it should hold a talks with Vietnam, which has been in conflict since past 5 to 6 decades due to the South China Sea, and the others, which will pressurize the China